agenda for the afternoon. Welcome to everyone to A-Talks. I'm Josh, I'm the one waving right now, and I'm the interim president and CEO of the Atascadero Chamber of Commerce. And this is our second A-Talks. It's a hybrid happy hour mixer and a way to get some of our latest community news. And we're having a little bit of fun with it. So I'm going to roll into what we're going to talk about, and then we're going to hear right away from our kit providers and go on from there. So real quick, I wanted to say thank you to all of our Chairman Circle sponsors. These are sponsors who have decided that this is an important program and have made this program free for the community to participate in. We were going to be charging a small fee, but thanks to them, we are going to make this free for the foreseeable future. So special thanks to everyone on there. If you don't mind, take a moment and just glance your eyeballs around that screen. Okay, today's program, can you guys see my screen where it has a list of the program? Great. So we're going to hear from Aaron Berg with CalWise, from Montse Barahona with Cookie Momo. We're going to have a 10-minute speed networking session. I'm going to give a few updates. Mayor Moreno is going to give a few updates. We're going to hear from Karen McNamara regarding the Atascadero Printery Foundation. And we're going to hear from Dr. James Brescia from the SLO County Office of Education. And we're going to hear from one of our BridgeWorks tenants, and then we'll wrap it up from there. Looks like we've got a little bit of chat going. Thank you, Rich, for getting that going on. And I will be posting some links throughout the evening, so make sure to check there for additional information, supplemental information. So rolling right into our program, I'd like to introduce Aaron Berg. He's the owner of CalWise Spirits. CalWise is a member of the Chamber of Commerce, but they're located in Tin City, in Templeton, which is kind of neutral city, you know, kind of neutral ground. So we still consider them part of our community here. And we're really happy that Aaron is part of our chamber, well, mostly because he makes booze. And also because I feel really cool. I feel like an episode of Mad Men with the booze on my desk here in my office. I just need one of those push carts with some ice. So Aaron, if you don't mind, take a few minutes and tell us about CalWise, how you got into business, and what we're drinking today.
Hi everyone, my name is Aaron. Just at the beginning, first news I've heard of of a monolith popping up in Atascadero. I think that's kind of cool. I'm definitely gonna go hike and see that tomorrow. That's pretty crazy. But anyways, so I have CalWise Spirits Company. We make whiskey, gin, rum, liqueurs, all sorts of fun craft spirits here in I guess we're technically in Templeton. We're kind of out in county no man's land, like Josh said, out near Tin City on Ramada Drive. And I've been running my company for about 5 years now, legitimately. Before that, I was making moonshine, started just making moonshine liquor in college. It was a hobby of mine. I got pretty good at it, decided to go legit 5 years ago. So I got my business plan together. I worked out of the Hot House Incubator down in San Luis Obispo, if anyone's familiar with that. So I am a product of that environment, and I ended up setting down my roots up here in Templeton area and getting our distillery going. We specialize in making spirits that are craft spirits, of course, but not just any craft spirits that are, you know, truly inspired by the environment that they're crafted in, that really encompass the terroir of the Central Coast. So our classic, most popular spirit, our flagship spirit, if you will, is our Big Sur Gin. And we make that from grapes that are grown in Paso Robles. So Paso Robles wine grapes are the base. And then we're infusing native plants that grow here on the Central Coast, particularly in Big Sur. So when you taste the gin, it's tasting like you're going on a hike through Big Sur. So really about putting an experience into that bottle of alcohol. If you haven't been to our spot before, we do have a taste room, so you can taste our stuff straight. We were pretty unique in the beginning, where we were the first distillery between San Diego and Oregon to have a full cocktail bar and restaurant inside of the tasting room. So we were serving cocktails to order and had that whole program going until COVID hit. But now we are doing our bottled cocktail program, which some of you may be enjoying tonight. Our Bramblin' Man, which is our most popular top-selling cocktail, actually, is made with our gin, our orange liqueur, and our house-made blackberry tarragon syrup and fresh lemon juice. So yeah, that's what we do. Earlier this year, you may have heard of us because we made about 5,000 gallons of hand sanitizer when the pandemic hit. We jumped into gear and no one was buying booze. So we totally converted our distillery into making hand sanitizer. And we bottled up 5,000 gallons of hand sanitizer and palletized it and shipped it all over our county and all over the state.
Thanks, Aaron. Thank you for that brief introduction. And I threw up a link to his website on the chat. And thank you, Janet, for saying that this cocktail is delicious. It certainly is. I've been enjoying mine as well. He also offers a holiday package and he ships across the state. Aaron, will you tell us really quickly about what special package you have right now?
Yeah, so I have it right next to me. I'll hold it up so you can see it. I don't want to tip it too much so it doesn't fall, but we're doing our holiday gift pack packages right now. And what we're all about is not just making spirits, but making a whole cocktail kit to go with it, because a lot of people don't want to drink their spirits straight. They want to have mixers with it. They want to mix it into a cocktail. So we're making it really easy. We're putting the whole kit together for you. It comes with the mixers and the recipe card and everything you need to make a delicious cocktail. So the kit I just held up was actually a kit to make that Bramblin' Man drink at home. So we have them ready. You can come to our distillery and pick them up. We're open Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays from 12 to 5. Or the link that Josh posted is a link to our website. And you can also order online and you can ship it to people too. And we'll ship it in that nice gift box for your people. So when it shows up to your recipient, it looks nice and well thought out. And if anyone has any questions, please feel free to just chime in and ask. I'll be on for hopefully most of the meeting. And I just want to thank you for your support and purchasing some cocktails from me.
Thank you so much, Aaron. And thank you, V, for pointing out that the website is calwayspirits.com. Aaron, thank you for being such a great supporter of the Chamber and as the Atascadero community, as Terry just pointed out, that you're also heavily involved with Brew at the Zoo. So thank you very much for being a good, excellent community contributor.
Of course. Yeah, just a quick note that the first link you posted, that's a link to our online store, and calwayspirits.com, that's our main website. So the link you posted, Josh, is the link to our online store. So there's two different ones there.
Okay.
But, yeah, thank you, Brad.
Thanks.
Can I chime in now and introduce our special cookie lady? I love it. So if you guys don't know, Cookie Momo makes these wonderful cookie kits. And so this is Monse. She's actually a mom, and she's her kids really love having the cookies and helping her decide what to put in the boxes and how to decorate. So Monse, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Hi, as Vicky said, I have 3 boys and we love to bake. So I've going to school, I graduated from Cal Poly Architecture, and baking was my relaxation. So for me, baking is the most relaxing thing on earth, which is not normal for most people. So, so then we were just thinking of being creative, and my husband challenged me around Halloween to put my cookie cutters to use. So I did. And I just emailed my friends and said, hey, I am doing cookie kits and would you be interested? So, you know, we give it a try, and it was very successful, and people were like, "You're going to do it again, right?" So that kind of started, and I'm pretty brand new in the Cookie Momo business, but we're excited, and we got to do it for Halloween. I had some kids, and then we did it again at Thanksgiving, and it was really fun. And I love receiving all the pictures of the families that are decorating together and having fun. So yeah, so we're doing it again for Christmas.
So really quick, you have such a different name and I love it. So how did you come up with Cookie Momo?
Cookie Momo. So most people can't say my name. Most people can't say Monse. It doesn't bother me at all. It's been my life, and I respond to anything that starts with Mo. So, but my little niece, my 14-month-old niece, can't say my name right now. So she calls me Momo. So we were trying to figure out Cookie Monse, and like, people are just gonna have a hard time and be intimidated with it. So we decided Cookie Momo would be a fun one to have, and it's easy for people to say.
That's so cute. So what do you have to share with this? Because I already played with mine.
I know. So pretty much you'll get a box, each box is decorated differently depending on the theme. Right now we have 4 themes for Christmas and a special one for Hanukkah. For those that celebrate Hanukkah, we're doing it during the Hanukkah season. So you get a kit, you open it. Sorry, getting used to this whole camera thing.
Also,
And
there's one kid that says GF on it.
gluten-free.
Mm-hmm.
So we offer gluten-free options. We have a lot of friends and family members that gluten-free. So I don't know if you can see, you open your kit, you get, it's pretty much everything in the box. You get your frosting, you get your sprinkles, and once you get all that fun stuff out of the way, cookies are wrapped inside, and then you find your cookies in here. Oh. So this one's my classic Christmas. It's a Christmas tree ornament, a truck with a Christmas tree in it, and a light bulb. So it's pretty much, it's all the fun in one box. And you can even use the liner that comes inside to put it down, and the kids can decorate straight on it.
I love it.
Yeah.
So do you do just holidays? Do you do parties, or can you put packages together for kids' parties? Or
We can put packages together right now. I have, we call it the birthday one. I had the opportunity to participate in the holiday boutique fair, and we were marketing as a birthday one. And one of the little girls goes, "It's not my birthday, but I want to celebrate." So I'm thinking we should call it Celebration Pack. And she just loved it. She took it home and made her own little celebration on a regular Saturday. So yes, we, as I said, we're starting, and I do have my pre-designed cookie kits, but I'm willing to work with, you know, the work out something, birthday parties and stuff like that.
how do we find you?
You can find me right now. We're working on my website. As I said, we're pretty brand new too. And we're working on the website. Hopefully we'll have it up and running by the end of the week, but you can email me at cookiemomo805@gmail.com.
So can't wait for the website.
Well,
Yes.
thank you, Monse and Cookie Momo. Yeah, we did get a picture here of you at the craft fair there, so that was fun to see you there.
You made front page of the newspaper.
Yeah.
I know.
All right. Well,
Embarrassing.
thank you very much to our kit providers this month, and this is a fun tradition we're creating, so we'll continue with it for next time as well. So moving on, I'm going to just jump right in here. I have just a couple updates to share with everyone this month. The first being our event next week, December 10th, which is on Thursday in the morning at 8:30 in the morning. We are conducting our State of the North County event, and I've been involved with this for a few years now, and is really a wonderful way to bring Paso Robles and Atascadero and sometimes Templeton together, just to talk about our North County subregion, which is different than the rest of the county. So this year we have a great lineup of speakers. We have our mayors, Mayor Moreno will be speaking on what's been happening in the community since last year, since the last state of the North County. Same with the Paso Mayor Steve Martin. We're going to be hearing from the EVC, the Economic Vitality Corporation, who has a pulse on kind of the nitty-gritty economic data and statistics that data lovers like myself really love. And she'll be speaking to that. We have our keynote speaker is Dan Baum, and I'm really excited about this gentleman. He and I have been going back and forth in preparation for the event, and he is just full of energy, full of great ideas, and he has a wonderful story. So he was the founder of Shutterfly, the photo website, and launched that to be a extremely successful company in Silicon Valley. He sold the business, or he sold his share of the business, and went on to start some other exciting companies that he'll be talking about as well. But most exciting is that he has decided that Templeton would be the place where he would like to reside and bring his entrepreneurial spirit with him. So we're going to be learning about why he chose the Central Coast as a place to quote unquote retire from his success at Shutterfly. And then finally, we're going to hear from Monica Gibbs, who is with corporate AT&T out of Los Angeles. And she's going to be talking about diversity in the workplace, which is a very timely subject. And AT&T has taken it upon themselves to really incorporate diversity, equity, and inclusion at every level of their corporate structure. So just learning best practices from them and how you can transfer those best practices into your workplaces should be really interesting. So please consider registering. You can register on our website, and the site is located on the PowerPoint screen, or you can call Vicki and she'll be happy to help you register. And I hope to see you there next week. It's going to be virtual, of course, so you can wear your PJs, Angela, and just watch and enjoy the event. Okay, next I wanted to bring bring attention to two or three ways to support our small businesses. And many of you own or work for small businesses, and the rest of us all shop at small businesses. So this is something that we're all needing to be a part of right now. The Workforce Development Board for San Luis Obispo County is currently offering $1,500 grants for those businesses that can prove that the funds would be used to prevent laying off employees or allowing employees to work from home. So, for example, the Chamber submitted an application, and we were able to put in a grant for some new hardware, so for a computer, and we were lucky enough to be a recipient of that. The Workforce Development Board is really anxious to give grants to Atascadero businesses because the Chamber and one other business have been the only two Atascadero businesses to receive a grant. So it is a simple one-page grant, and you can, the best way to get the grant information and application is to just Google San Luis Obispo County Workforce Development Board grant, and a PDF will pop up, or you can click on the link on the screen here. We'll make this PowerPoint available after this on our website. So that is a fantastic way to let those businesses know that there is a grant available to them. And hopefully you'll all be my advocates and my economic development partners and help spread the word to get this information to other people. The next is hot off the press. So on Monday, the governor had a press release to talk about basically he's recognizing that we're going to be in the purple tier for some time per his predictions. And he realizes that there are many businesses that are going to need a lot of relief because of this. So there's two main points that I took away from his press release. And the first is that there's going to be a temporary tax relief, a 3-month income tax extension for all small businesses. The second is that there are grants of up to $25,000 available to underserved micro businesses, small businesses, and nonprofits. The information is just kind of rolling out, just trickling out. We're staying on top of it here at the chamber and trying to keep everyone abreast of the latest information. The application for that $25,000 grant is not posted yet, but you can sign up for information and emails at the state's website, business.ca.gov. So once again, record that and please help me spread this word to all of our small businesses and use it in your own businesses. We all need this assistance right now. And then finally is just another note to shop small. All our businesses right now are in desperate need, not desperate need, but are in need of us to support them. So, purchase gift cards, purchase holiday gifts, support our restaurants, do takeout, whatever we can do. We need to pull together right now as a community, maybe more so than ever before, and make sure that we still have a vibrant community when we come out of COVID. There are a tremendous number of wonderful businesses in our downtown and along the entire 8-mile stretch of Atascadero, El Camino Real. So I know that you're all aware of this and that many of you work for or own a small business and the importance of shopping small. So please, once again, help spread the word and let people know of maybe a business that they aren't familiar with. Every time I walk down Entrada or even down El Camino, I'm always learning of some new business that I hadn't seen before. All right, so those are my brief updates. And I'd like to roll right in now to Mayor Heather Moreno. And she's going to be giving us kind of a look ahead of what's to come. Take it away.
Thank you, Josh. I took up my reindeer antlers too, so I'll be serious for a moment. So I want to just talk briefly about kind of the exciting things coming up. You all probably know that Measure D20 passed, which was a 1% general sales tax. I'm very grateful to the Chamber for your support. What we're going to have coming up in January are, to kick this off, are 10 public outreach meetings. It's going to be really important to the city, to the council, that we hear from our community. We want to let you know what some of the real issues that we have are. You heard about some of those during our discussions about D20, particularly our police department and infrastructure needs. And so we want to have those discussions and find out from you what are some of the important priorities. So I really want to ask each and every one of you to come to one of these meetings and to share it with 1 or 2 people that you know, and then have them share it. Like, we really want your input. We will be doing these via Zoom, so you don't have to leave the comfort of your home. I know everybody's a little bit zoomed out, but at the same time, it can also be very convenient. We're making them multiple days and times of the week, so really want your participation. So some of the things we will likely be looking at are increasing minimum staffing for our police department, looking at our fire station that's 70 years old and in need of some serious retrofits and repairs. Also probably looking at, it's interesting when you ask people what they're interested in. One thing in the survey that we did, people are very interested in homeless and helping the homeless issue. But where they are on that, some people are on this side of, let's give everybody a tent or a house and take care of everybody. And on this side, everybody says, well, give them all bus tickets to leave here. So you've got these extreme sides, and how do we come together in a way that we can do something that is meaningful, that really our residents can get behind? And so one of the programs we have currently is working with a community action team member from the county, a social worker. I think a lot of the conversations we've had, we could see us increasing that. And so can we have an increased presence of a social worker, maybe additional public safety that helps to support that, maybe paramedic? How do we pull that together? And that's a community conversation that we're going to how do we help these individuals who really need it, particularly those who are hardest to reach. much, maybe because of mental health or addiction issues. We are going to be updating our general plan this year. That is a huge undertaking. That's all of us looking together as a community about what do we want to look like over the next 20 years. And that's another thing where we want your input. We want you to be a part of this. So we'll be starting that come summertime. Economic development will continue to be important. That's one of the ways we drive. That's the way we drive revenue. And so for us, a lot of that is looking at how do we improve the jobs, housing imbalance we have. We have a lot of housing, and we'll continue to build more. But we also need to create an environment that has more head of household jobs locating here. So with some of the change with the pandemic, I know we're seeing people move into our area who are realizing I can now live anywhere and work from home. We have yet to see, how does that really play out? Do we end up with a lot of people living here who are working from home, working elsewhere, and their dollars are staying here? That's the real key with the head of household jobs, that those dollars stay here and they're not leaving during the day to spend them elsewhere. So we'll have yet to see, but that will continue to be a focus. And I think those are really the key things. Look forward to talking more at the North County, State of North County next week. So thanks for having me, Josh.
Thank you, Mayor Moreno. Let's see, we will thank you for keeping your comments brief. I wish we had more time to dive in and ask questions. We will definitely hear more from you next week. Let's see, we're going to move on to Karen. Karen, are you around? Oh, there I see you now. And Karen, Karen's McNamara is with the Atascadero Printery Foundation, and she's going to be talking to us about the and about their work there. So Karen, take it away.
Thanks so much, Josh. Thanks for having us on. Wanted to give everybody a quick update. Even though 2020 was a rough year of fundraising, we had enough money saved up from prior years that we were actually able to make some pretty good progress in 2020. And we were able to make the corner repairs of the upper story of the building, which was the most badly damaged portion of the building. We made those repairs. And so those corners will no longer fall off the building, which it was starting to do. They were literally twisting off, and that whole wall was probably going to fall down. So that's been shored up and secured and done. And we are almost finished. Our engineers almost finished with what they call the structural repair plan, which is the blueprint for what needs to be done to the building to make it safe, to keep the walls from coming out, the roof from falling down, all the things that it is in danger of right now. And so we are, just about done with that. That's going to give us, we actually would be ready for reconstruction work, retrofit work in June of 2021, if we can come up with the funds. So that's where we're all looking and trying to find ways to come up with the funds. And we believe that a lot of what's going to have to happen is community engagement. The Printery Foundation is a group of 12 people, and obviously we can't do this on our own. And I've said from the very beginning, when we pulled the board together, that the Printery Project, because it is a truly grassroots movement, it is, we don't have any backing from any other thing. Like the library was part county, part Friends of the Library. We don't have anything. We're just a small group, nonprofit. And I've said that it would be when the community pulls together, and I believe we really can pull together, that it will happen, that the printery is refurbished and able to be opened up. So that's what we're hoping now, that we can really engage the community. It's total everything with the Performing Arts Center. We're looking at around $10 million to refurbish the building, somewhere 2.5 to maybe 3.5, to get it to where it's fully open and able to be used, short of the Performing Arts Center. If you don't know, the end goal is a true community theater. It will be the only true community theater in the North County, which I think is a big boon to Atascadero. So we wanted to say that it will bring, just remind everybody what it will bring to Atascadero. It will bring events. lots and lots and lots of events in theater, melodrama, dinner theater, plays, concerts. Yeah, big place. It's going to have about 300 seats. It will be a place where our schools, if you're a parent or a grandparent or close friend of any school children, you know that the schools don't have a really great place for performances. It would be nice to have a real true performing arts center for them to have their performances. And along with multiple events for nonprofits, an affordable place for fundraisers, meetings, classes. We already started an Arts for All program, which is online arts classes, and that's going on now. And we'll continue to do that until such time as we can have them in the building. Some will begin to be outside during the summertime and good weather, but we do have that program going now. So I kind of wanted to put this thought out to everybody of what will it take for you to be interested, to be engaged, to support the Prinnery Foundation. What are your thoughts that we can hold, that we can grab onto of what will it take to get the entire community behind? I know the chamber's been very, very supportive. We loved having that 4-chamber mixer there last year to show everybody what the Prinnery is and can be. It's 19,000 square feet. When it's all done, it'll be over 22,000 because we're going to add on a little bit for that theater. We'd love to take every one of you through the building, and we can do some of that, but on a whole, we don't take just everybody through. But I've taken some local people through lately that once they see the building, they get really excited about what it can be. So my question is, what would it take to excite everybody to get behind so that we can raise at least $2.5 million in the next couple of years to get that building, the red tag off the building, and get going? Anybody have a thought?
Karen. Thank you, Karen. And we'll have to put all the thoughts and feedback in the section.
Yeah, so
definitely,
like I say, email us, go on our website, look at more. Our website has just been redone, www.atascaderoprintery.org, and email us and let us know your thoughts again, in order to get some help. It's gonna, like I say, gonna take a little bit from everybody to get this going, but we really believe it's gonna be a great bonus for Atascadero, especially our Atascadero businesses.
I wish we could just fast forward and it could be done right now. It's so exciting.
Exactly.
Thank you again.
Sure.
All right. We are going to move right on to Dr. Jim Brescia with the San Luis Obispo County Office of Education. And Jim, I just pulled this photo of you off the internet, and so, anyway, it was better quality image.
There you go.
Thank you very much for being here today, and I'll let you just roll right into your chat.
Okay, so I thought I would give you sort of a where we've been quickly and where we are. If you roll the clock back to the 8th of March, and this has never happened to me in the 30 plus years I've been in education, there's a phone call here at home on Sunday morning, and it was the Governor Newsom's office basically asking every county superintendent to be in Sacramento on Monday, March 9th. And so all 58 of us showed up in Sacramento, met, and the governor has a conference room large enough to hold that many people, and basically gave us a briefing on what was coming and where we were going. Well, as that week continued to unfold, that was the last trip I had, by the way. So March was the last time traveling out of the county on work. And by Friday the 13th, coincidentally, I had all the school districts, the charters at Cuesta College and Cal Poly. We meet monthly, and we were meeting in the County Office of Ed boardroom. People's phones started to go off. We had notices from state public health, and then within the next week, pretty much every agency had met with their governing boards and transitioned from in-person to virtual. In the course of the subsequent months, you've all experienced that with your businesses. The same thing happened. At this point in time, every agency in the county, public and private, we've been meeting weekly. usually online with Dr. Bornstein and our attorney, sometimes someone from the California Department of Education, just so that they can get as accurate information as possible. And then I've been trying to update all of our mayors, city managers, and chamber presidents at least 2-3 times a month, so that they can have information regarding the schools and where we sit. Right now, about 15 to 20% of our students across the county are having some type of in-person services. Every agency is providing some type of in-person, whether it is for preschool, childcare, special education, and some small pods of classes. My office continued to operate its programs throughout the start of the pandemic. We operate Grizzly Youth Academy, Juvenile Hall, and programs for the severely emotionally disturbed children. And those programs have continued to operate in different capacities all along. I can give you some data in terms of Grizzly. When we brought in the last cohort, it was very interesting. We brought all of the students out on the tarmac at Camp San Luis Obispo. The county health was excellent in how they worked. We tested every student of the 200, 100 day one. Then the next group came in day two. They were tested. They were allowed to enroll at Grizzly Youth Academy on Camp San Luis with a negative test. 10 of the 200 were sent home because they tested positive. And then interestingly, within about a week, we still had a couple of kids hit positive because they were negative testing, but they probably didn't have enough of the virus, but they started to get sick. We broke the groups into cohorts, and only one of the cohorts had to go home. So in bringing students, that group has now finished successfully, and we've moved forward. At this point, in terms of all the schools, all of our government schools, our charters, and our private and parochial schools have all received protective equipment, are all receiving regular updates from Dr. Bornstein and from my office. And we're trying to move forward as best as we can. I can tell you from my office today, we were operating school buses with about 5 children on them, so they can be spaced apart to go from location to location. So it's a little different than what we saw 8-10 months ago. So you see those buses on the road. There are very few children in them right now, but we are transporting students across the county specifically for special needs, and we're continuing to move forward. All of our employees across the county are now being tested. That's about 5,000 to 6,000 if you include all of the school districts, the charters, and then if you include private and parochials, as well as Cuesta, that jumps probably closer to 8,000 employees across the county. We're doing 25% every 2 weeks or 50% per month. So if you're paying attention to the positivity rates, that's why you see some of that dropping, because we're starting to test all of our workforce. We've already done about a quarter, and we will continue to do that in accordance with the governor's recommendations. I know there have been some dialogue going forward today from the governor's office, and I just received a briefing that if there is more restrictive mandates coming down in terms of a more restrictive shelter at home, they will, what I was told as of today, is that schools will still be able to continue to operate in the capacity that they are. So that I find is positive. I do want to say also, we've had issues across the county in our schools, even as early as March, when we were still, before we sent all of our employees home. The agencies have handled it well. I can speak just for my office and employees. If they're not feeling well, they immediately inform their supervisor. They immediately talk to their healthcare provider. And then we're doing surveillance testing where you log into your facilities, do your daily COVID check. And then we're able to inform any employees that were in that building or area that you have a potential exposure. And we've been working with public health. So it's been positive, and the families have been very positive and cooperating as well. And we've had to move classrooms in and out. We've had some student outbreaks in North County specifically, but they've been handled well. And we've been operating childcare since everything shuttered as well, in Atascadero, in Templeton, in Paso Robles, SLO, and AG, at all of the school sites. And that's in conjunction with Big Brothers and Sisters, Champions, the CAPSLO, and other healthcare providers. So I kind of want to just give you a general update as to where we are. We have been hit where there have had to be employment reductions. My office runs the outdoor education school, which is basically non-operational. All of those individuals had to be were laid off, and that happened across not only the state but the country. No one's sending their kids to camp right now or to outdoor schools. I'm hopeful that we can rebuild that once we're able to be back in person again. On the adult ed front, just to give you a positive, we've run through about 100 apprentices, even during the shutdown. It looks very different if you go on the SLO Partners website, and you can see that in conjunction with Workforce Development and Economic Vitality Corporation, individuals that are getting placed, and we work with the chambers on that. So that's just a general overview. And were there specific questions you wanted me to hit, Josh, or on that at all?
I actually I'd like to open it up to everyone else. If anyone else has a question for Dr. Brescia first.
You're an easy group, boy.
Well,
Charles, go ahead.
I'll have a question for you. So I've read that statewide, there's a lot of districts that have had a decline in enrollment during this COVID period. Has that been true in the districts in our county? And what's happening to those kids? Are they just not being registered somewhere, or what have you?
Yeah, a couple of things are happening. I mean, we've been in declining enrollment, in other words, shrinking in young people in this county for 10 years. And even before that, Atascadero probably started experiencing it 15 to 20 years ago as a community. So that trend is continuing, but not as sharp as we thought it would be. My thinking is both things are happening. You have some families that are relocating in with their adult parents, basically, to think, where you're seeing some movement there because of the cost of living here. We're also seeing younger families move into the area now that they realize they can work remotely. So I've seen an interesting shift across the county where sometimes people with children are moving in and registering their students in schools. What I'm seeing is from the Los Angeles area and the Bay Area, people who can telecommute are looking at the Central Coast and saying, this is a pretty nice place to live. And even though you and I think the cost of housing is expensive here, it isn't compared to the Bay Area. So that's an interesting fix right there, but not significant numbers of decline in students that we had feared.
Dr. Brescia, I'll ask a question. And when I was in elementary school, my teacher said never to ask what if questions, but I'm going to go and do that anyway. What if a new shelter-in-place order was provided? Would that would that mean that the schools would need to close again as well?
Yeah, that was the piece I was saying. As of this morning, the information I had, and Dr. Bornstein or I are in communication almost daily. We both received a notice that schools would be able to have a sort of a stay put. In other words, continuing to move with protocols.
Okay.
That being said, this has been such a fluid situation from Sacramento. I get an information one morning, and then the governor goes online and announces something completely different. And I'm on the phone to the Department of Education and Public Health saying, all right, how are you interpreting this? So I'll answer, I'm not sure. As of this morning, I was told we were good to go.
Thanks for clarifying.
Yeah. And I have to say that our employees across the county have really stepped up, especially our maintenance and operations people, food service. We've partnered with the food bank. This county is phenomenal in how it cares for one another, and that has really been impressive to see.
This is such an important topic. I'm going to allow for one additional question if there's someone else that wants to ask.
I just thank you all for being supportive and being interested and being patient. The three things I've said to all of my employees is flexibility, patience, and kindness right now. I was in my office today in SLO, and we've basically been staggering shifts so people overlap. It's not easy for employees to walk around with face masks on all day long, but I think of my wife who's in healthcare, and basically when she clocks in at the hospital every day, it takes an extra 15 minutes to get your equipment on, and they have to treat every patient as COVID positive right now. So we really need to think about our first responders, and just keep encouraging people to do their best so that we can keep those hospital numbers down. We've been lucky. If you look at our adjoining counties, their numbers are far worse than ours.
Thank you, Dr. Brescia. Thank you for your time and for giving us this update. It's really important to so many of us, and it's wonderful to hear how safe and how smoothly everything is going on your end. So
well, our goal is to get back to in-person as quick as we can. That is the optimum way. I'm hoping we learn something from some of the things that we've been forced to do in terms of technology. I can say I do not miss my trips to Sacramento twice a month. So being able to Zoom for that has been nice.
Okay, well, I'm going to wrap it up, and I'm going to just give everyone a pitch for our Bridge Workspace. Let's see, it looks like Ruben maybe had to sign off, so we'll skip him to, this month. But as you can see on the screen here, we have a wonderful co-working space here attached to the chamber. Not everyone knows about this, but it's called Bridgeworks, Atascadero Bridgeworks Co-working. And we have a series of private offices and shared desk workspaces available. Although it looks a little different than what you see here today, we are undergoing some construction. And let's see if I can, there we go. So we are constructing some additional private offices in the co-working space, and we put up partitions in the shared office space to keep everyone safer and able to continue working at a distance. So I am asking today for everyone to help spread the word about these spaces. These are a fantastic way to start a business, to move out of your house if you need to get out of your current situation because for whatever reason. So we are here to accommodate all of those small businesses that are looking to start. And with that, thank you all for joining in today. We had some wonderful discussion from so many of you, and it's really a pleasure to learn about all of this information and to, from the Chamber's end, to be able to share it with you all. So thank you again. Have a wonderful holiday season. And if I don't get to see you before next year, Happy New Year as well. Thank you.